word yoga, as you have perhaps by now understood, means union of the individual with the divine being. The union of the individuated consciousness with the divine consciousness. You have heard much about meditation itself. Today I'm called upon to give you another area, and that is the area of human conduct, as taught in yoga. Because quite often people have this impression that yoga is an escape from the world. Yoga requires full involvement with the world and yet maintaining an attunement with the divinity at all times. And what happens to your conduct, your mode of behavior, when in your daily life your consciousness is attuned to divinity? What kind of consciousness is that, and how does it manifest itself in the actual practice of life? Actions are of three kinds: mental actions, vocal actions, and physical actions. Actions of the mind, speech, and body. Of these, the core is in the mental actions. Even if you're not doing something with your body to hurt someone, but you are thinking hurtful thoughts, your mind is being filled with those thoughts, and those kinds of thoughts become a blockage between you and the all-compassionate, all-benevolent divinity who does not think hurtful thoughts towards you. So in order to remove the barriers we have between our mind and the divine mind, our mind has to be a pure and fit vessel. So one watches one's mental actions. If you keep thinking the hurtful thoughts, sooner or later they will either destroy you in the form of anger, inwardly directed, or they will become your words, your voice, your tone that is hurtful and painful to others. You cannot simply say, I'm absolved because I never say a hurtful word to anybody. I only think hurtful thoughts. That is corrupting the mind. It has other neurological and physiological implications. We'll not go into it. I don't know if you have seen our lab. Have any of you been to our lab? Okay. No. So those thought patterns register themselves in your brain waves. Those affect your whole body. When you have hurtful thoughts, hurtful words, then you have hurtful actions. So mental, vocal, physical, the three have to go together when one keenly, intently, carefully observes oneself, becomes self-observant, and yoga teaches self-observation, then a certain purification happens. The mind gets cleansed. We call that Chitta Prasadanam, making the mind a pleasant place. I have here Yoga Sutras of Patanjali with several commentaries. The Sutra 33 of chapter 1 is what I'm referring to, which is one of my favorite sutras. Chitta Prasadanam, keeping the mind a pleasant place. How do we make the mind a pleasant place? Very simple formulas. These are common to all faiths, all religions. This is something on which no one can disagree. The Chitta Prasadanam has 4 pillars: Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Maitri is universal amity, amiability, a feeling of love towards the whole universe, towards all living beings. From which naturally flows Karuna, compassion, when you have Maitri and Karuna, universal love, and compassion, universal compassion, then you have Mudita, a certain joyfulness within you. And when you have that joyfulness within you, then Upeksha, indifference to the negativities around you. So universal love, compassion, joyfulness, and indifference. It has many subtleties, many questions arise. If this teaching does not remain only in your notebooks, but it becomes part of you, it becomes part of your sadhana, it becomes part of your self-cultivation, what you do with yourself, what you are making of yourself, what kind of a personality you are chiseling and sculpting for yourself. When that becomes your goal, then you are a spiritual person. What kind of a personality am I chiseling for myself? What kind of a personality am I sculpting for myself? When the world sees me, do they fear me or do they love me? When the world sees me, does the world feel inspired by me, or does the world feel dejected by me? What kind of a person shall I be? What should show on my face? What should show in my movements? What should show in the tone of my voice? Does my tone of voice soothe or excite. So, long before you can expect to realize the union with the divinity, these symptoms of the union must manifest themselves in you. Before you realize the union with divinity, these symptoms of the union must manifest themselves in you. They become part of your personality. It is constant reshaping of one's mind.